All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are testing new for 2022, the brand new Mizuno MP Series. They have 3 different irons in their MP Series. They have a 223, a 225, and then they have the forged blade, which is the 221. So let's give them a couple swings and see what the numbers show. All right, first iron we're gonna check out is the Mizuno 221, which is a forged blade. Technology across all manufacturers and forged blade hasn't changed much over the years, but Mizuno's got some new stuff. They still have their grain full forging and a little bit of tech, especially in the longer clubs. So interested to see what the numbers show. Shaft wise, same iron I have, or same shaft I have in my set, Project X LZ 6.0. 120 gram shaft. So let's give it a try and see what the numbers produce. Next iron we're going to look at is the Mizuno 223. In between the 225 and that forged blade, that 221, what are some of the things about the 223?
Well, first it's a player's cavity, so you're going to get a little bit more forgiving. This one's going to be a little bit lower loft, so we should see a little bit more distance, a little bit more ball speed because of it. But it's just to give that little bit extra forgiving if you don't want to hit the 221. A little bit less workability than 221, but you are going to see quite a bit more distance, I believe.
Yeah. All right, last model we're going to look at is the 225. Definitely has the look of a forged blade, but basically it has a hood over the engine, right? A lot of technology in there.
A lot of tech in there. Tungsten all the way through. I think it's the 2 through the 7. Once it gets to the 8, transitions to more of a hollow back. Take the tungsten out. Really, they slimmed down the 8 through pitching wedge, gap wedge. They slimmed it really down to look more like the 221. But there is a lot of tech in those irons and gonna produce high ball speeds. That's the goal.
And visually, just more of it. It looks like a forged blade, like the 221, but it's a brushed steel instead of a chrome finish. A lot of people like that in terms of reflection, playing outside in the sun, and so a lot different look in terms of the finish versus the 221. But in all the testing we've done, it's been a rocket ship for everybody that we fit.
Yeah, correct. And it's weird because like you see these irons and across the board with other companies, you start to get, when you start thinking about that big iron, try and hit it as far as you can, lower lofts, like you don't get that small of an iron like this one looks. You get kind of the fatter look, and it kind of is off-putting to people.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be kind of interesting with how slim it is. Like, is it going to make that customer base that wants that distance? Is it going to influence them to get that, or do they want that fatter look because it looks more forgiving?
Yeah. So looking at the overall averages of the 221, the forged blade, the 223, the player's cavity, and the 225, the numbers are almost the same in terms of height. I'm hitting it 107 feet high with that 223, 108 with the 221, and 109 with that 225. The interesting part is my carry distances varied because the lofts are a little different, right? The
Correct.
225, what's the loft on the 225?
It's 30 degrees.
And that 223
is 32, and then the 221 is 34. So you got a variance of 4 degrees from that 221 and the 225, and you're hitting it almost the same height.
Yeah. That with that loft being different at 34 degrees with that 221, That's why you see that ball speed dip 4 miles an hour, almost 5 miles an hour compared to the 225. Is there's less loft, so that in the 225, so you're going to see more ball speed. Like you hit your 5 iron ball speed faster than you would a 7 iron. Well, when you change the lofts, you start changing ball speed. But it is interesting to me looking at carry distances. I hit it, considerably shorter because I'm hitting everything the same height, and the spin is drastically different.
Right. It just shows how much tech is actually in that 225. I mean, for you to be hitting at the same height with a 4 degrees difference in loft and still hitting it that high, it just shows how much tungsten is in that, helping you get that ball up in the air with 4 degrees less loft.
Yeah, and when we do our club fittings, a lot of our clients get solely focused on how far the iron is going. Right? I want to hit my 7 iron, instead of hitting it 165 yards, I want to hit it 185 yards. Well, that sounds great until you can't land the ball effectively, right? You can't hit the ball high enough so the ball lands more like an airplane, and you have to hit it into the front of every green instead of, perception-wise, widening those greens by laying the ball more like a helicopter. So that tech in that 225 really works. It is showing right now with the ball going 109 feet high versus that 221, and the ball is still landing around 50 degrees. We want well over 44, 45 degrees with a 7-iron landing angle. And that's the angle that ball, it's starting to land more like a helicopter than an airplane, and that just gets you more greens at a farther distance.